Won't anyone stay awake with me? Peter, John, Jane. I actually don't know what else he says there before he starts singing. Um, but to get into the song, I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me, for I don't want to taste its poison. Feel it burn me. I have changed. I'm not as sure as when we started. Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, surely I've exceeded expectations. Tried for 3 years. Feels like 30. You ask as much from any other man. But if I die, see the saga through and do the things you ask of me. Let them hate me, hit me, hurt me, nail me to their tree. I'd want to know, I want to know, my God. I'd want to know, I want to know, my God. I'd want to see, my God. I feel like, oh, okay. See, my God. Why I should die. Would I be more noticed than I ever was before? Would the things I've said and done matter anymore? I'd have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to see, I'd have to see, my Lord. Have to see, I have to see, my Lord. If I die, what will be my reward? If I die, what will be my reward? Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I'd have to know, my Lord. And then he does the high note. I was like, wait, I lost confidence in the high note. Because I feel like when I sing it with him, I'm more confident because I'm having a little bit more fun. So maybe I'll just play it. I'm like, okay, maybe skip 10 minutes into the into this episode because I'm like trying to fucking sing Jesus Christ Superstar song um with the guy. I'm like, let's see. Stay awake with me, Peter, John, Jane. Who's Jane? Well, no one. Oh, he said James. Me, Peter, John, James. Also, they're shooting this scene day for night, which is cool. It looks really good for day for night. I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me. If I don't want to taste its poison, feel it burn me. I have changed. I'm not as sure as when we started. Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, surely I've exceeded expectations. Tried for 3 years. Seems like 30. Would you ask as much from any other man? But if I die, see the saga through and do the things you ask of me. Let them hate me, hit me, hurt me, nail me to their tree. I want to know, my God. I want to know, my God. I want to see, my God. I want to see, my God. Why I should die. Would I be more noticed than I ever was before? Would the things you've said and done matter anymore? I've said and done matter. I'd have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I'd have to know, my Lord. Have to see, I'd have to see, my Lord. Have to see, I'd have to see, my Lord. If I die, what will be my reward? If I die, what will be my reward? Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. Have to know, I have to know, my Lord. What? Oh my god, I tried. Should I die? Huh? Okay. I wanna give that I wanna give it I wanna give it another shot. I wanna give it another shot because I'm like the build up and everything. I'm gonna keep that in too. Um I'm like, I know I can hit that note. Oh, it's gonna bother me if I don't hit it. Okay. Today I have to see my Lord, have to see, I'd have to see my Lord. If I die, what will be my reward? If I die, I will be my reward. Have to know, I have to know my Lord. To know, I have to know my Lord. Should I die? Oh, why should I die? Can you show me now? When did I in vain? Show me just a little of your omnipresent brain. Show me there's a reason for you wanting me to die. But too keen on where I'm not so hot on wine. Alright! Ah! So watch me die. See how I die. Just watch me die. And then there's a music break. I'm like, I may or may not keep any of that in. I have to listen to it again. Oh my god. I'm gonna sing Have It On Their Minds too, I think. LOL. Maybe. And then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. With all I've tried for 3 years. Seems like 90. Why then am I scared to finish what I started? What you started. I didn't start it. God, thy will is yours. You hold every card. I will drink your poison now to cross and break me. Bleed me, kill me, take me now. But what change my mind? LOL. Um, yeah. So, hi. Hello. My name is Noir, and God, what the hell? What is my intro? Welcome back. Hi, hello. Now what the hell is my intro? Oh my God. I'm like, it hasn't been that long. Jesus Christ. Um, anyway, hi, hello. Welcome back. Um, to another episode of Now What Was I Talking About? My name is V Noir, and this week, it's a mini-sode. Last week was actually my birthday, and I wanted to celebrate by watching Jesus Christ Superstar for the first time. Because I turned 33. Yay! Woo, woo, woo. And so I was like, okay, Jesus year, we have to watch this movie. I only really knew that song and Heaven on Their Minds, and I'm like, I'm gonna sing Heaven on Their Minds. Ooh, I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna sing it. I like singing that more. Okay, so I had I knew this was a musical, but this is specifically a rock opera. And I didn't know that that meant that they would be singing the whole way through. So I had to ask my friend who was more knowledgeable in musicals and things like that, and theater in general, like, hey, are they singing through the whole time? And I was watching this with my roommate who was having a much harder time trying to get through it. And it's just like they were all the way up to here. Like like they were at 100 the whole time. And I needed it to, like my roommate was saying, it needed to be more dynamic. I needed some slower songs. They did use different kinds of voices, not everybody was like a soprano or a fuck what the I was gonna say Alfredo, not Alfredo. I'm like, what the hell are the singing things called? Singing types. But what is it? It's not Alfredo. Alfredo. Um, baritone is another one. Bass, tenor. That's another one. Yeah. Um, what the hell A word was I thinking of? I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, either I'll keep that in me singing, or I won't. But oh, okay. Before I get into the movie, because I mean, not to guilt trip people or anything, but no one has signed up for my Patreon, and apparently, there's a set amount of storage on Patreon that you have until people sign up for it, and then you get more storage. So basically, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm saying all that to say that I think I'm going to not record the podcast episodes anymore and not even have that as an option. I don't think I'm going to record it in the future either, but I will have content that I will record and have only on Patreon specifically. I am going to just basically delete all of the live versions, um or at least no, I'm going to delete it, put it on my YouTube and have it there for free. And then just to free up space on the Patreon. And then I'm probably gonna have it where it is just so I can still have space on the Patreon. I'll have it as an unlisted link on YouTube maybe, or like a private video on YouTube so that I don't run out of space. Because the main thing about me posting on Patreon is just like having stuff for like when people do eventually join the Patreon, there's like a backlog basically. But now I'm like, is there a point to that anymore? Like, should I even do that anymore if no one's even gonna sign up? I don't know. But we'll see how I will do in the future. Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, when I was watching this, I was like, oh, apparently I don't know enough Jesus lore. which was kind of funny to say because I was like, wait, who are all these people? I knew about Judas or whatever and Judas kiss, and I was like, oh, that kiss wasn't gay enough for me because like, how is Jesus? So like Jesus recognizing his betrayer by a kiss. I'm like, so y'all obviously were like making out or something. I'm like, a kiss on the cheek. Who the you could that could be anybody. That could be anybody. But anyway, so yeah, so it's like they were all the way at 100 for the whole thing, and I'm like, the 70s, man, like that is it was just straight up cocaine. Like that's the only thing I can think of. But this was something composed originally by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who, he's done Cats, he's done Phantom of the Opera, all those kinds of things. Tim Rice was the one who actually wrote all the lyrics and things like that. And he was the one that came up with the concept album in the 1970s. In 1970, this movie came out in 1973, which is really cool. It's like, oh well, it did a really good job on Broadway, and then they were like, let's make this into a movie. Basically, it was directed and written and produced by Norman Jewison, Jewison, Jewison. And he wrote. Oh my god. He wrote, directed the movie Moonstruck, which, I've already talked about. The 1970s Fiddler on the Roof, In the Heat of the Night. Um, it was shot by Douglas Sol Solcumby, who shot like the first three Indiana Jones movies, which is really cool. Uh what else? Jesus is played. All the people who were in this movie are all basically people who are in like the Broadway industry, music industry, those kinds of things. So Jesus is played by Ted Nedley. Judas is played by Carl Anderson. He also was him on the stage version as well, which is really cool. I'm like, that's always cool when you see um like Judas was the most interesting vocally for me for throughout this movie, and I'm like, uh, you do good, black man. Do it. Amazing. Love your voice. Love that voice. Mary Magdalene was in this, played by Yvonne Elliman. Um, and then these were people that I was like, who the hell are these guys? So Caiaphas was played by Bob Bingham and Anas. Ian Nast. Ian Nast was played by Kurt Yajin. Yajin. And they were like the antagonists or whatever. And whatever. I'm like, I feel like if I know Jesus was a real person. I know that, but I'm also like, I don't want to be too blasé about the people in this who are based on real life people, I guess. I don't know, it's weird to say, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with the Patreon. I think I might also just I don't know. I don't know what to do with the Patreon. Because I'm like, if nobody's on it, then what the point? What the point? But yeah, so they were singing. They were singing a lot. There's a lot of singing. There's so much singing. There's too much no, I'm joking. Um It is a lot. It is a lot. Oh, a fun thing was that Ted Neely was in the pilot episode of Dragnet, which was a show I didn't know about until I was doing a one of my earlier film classes. And it was brought up as like things not to do when you're editing, which is kind of funny. Like this Dragnet style of editing, which is really basically this just the way the way the show worked was like let's say you are looking at a scene of two people in a room and there's dialogue back and forth and the camera stays in one position. And for me, I'm like that can be interesting depending on what is being recorded. Like I stand by fight choreography and dance choreography being a steady shot, a single shot, because the whole point of seeing that is to see the movement of the bodies, not the camera moving around the bodies, right? So, intercuts of fight choreography, of dance choreography is really jarring, especially when you're like, these are talented performers in front of a camera and all of a sudden, we're going from looking at what their feet are doing, looking at them moving throughout the space, and then all of a sudden it's a close up shot of their face. And it's like, no, I want to fucking see how they're fucking dancing. I want to see their dancing. I want to see the fight choreography. It's way more jarring and crazy if the camera is moving crazily like the Bourne movie series, but like you're dancing, you know? And I'm like, I get intercutting some specific stuff too, because you're like trying to cover the fact that the actor, it's not the actor doing these fight scenes, it's the stunt double at some points. And it's like, well, you could still shoot that in a way. Like, you could still, like, let's say it's a fight scene. And this is where mapping and rehearsing move the actors moving through the space, the camera moving through the space, blocking. There we go. I was like, this is when blocking is really, really important. And you're doing a rehearsal of what you want the actors to do throughout the scene and how you want the camera to move with the actors. Like, this is why this is important. Because if you do have a stunt double and there's a particular scene that is about to happen and you need the stunt double for it, you could always shoot from the front um, and have, the person backing up, backing up, backing up and then you cut to the back of the person, which would be the back of the actual stunt double, and then you like maybe they get hit into the ground, and then you can do another cut to then show the actor. And this would be in the edit because obviously I think if you're going to do something like this, you would do continuous shots of the actor before the cut, the actor after the cut, and they're on the ground so you can get the reaction shot and everything like that. But again, I'm with like action scenes um, and dance scenes, minimum cuts. Don't don't do too many cuts. Like it is a dance, like, even with fight choreography, that is also a dance, like, it is a dance between the fighters and also the cameramen and stuff too. I'm like, whenever you see any I was gonna say specifically, like, Chinese, like, martial arts films, but, like, honestly, any, like, sort of Asian, like, fighting movie, they do a really good job of highlighting the fight choreography and making sure that you were actually paying attention to what's going on and it's not as jarring as how people do it over here. I'm like, it's just, it gets really annoying. I'm like, especially because it's like, people spend time learning the fight choreography, learning the choreography in general, for if it's dance, and, being able to see it all play out, especially through the blocking, especially through how it's shot in general would be amazing. And then, you go watching, you're like, what the hell is this cut up shit? You don't even know why are we looking at my hands? Like why is there a cut of hands? Like because you could easily again if you are also having the camera person, and I mean, I feel like that's why I would end up doing the shoot. I would need to I need to know more like camera people, honestly, because I am leaning towards shooting and directing my own stuff, but I know that could be overwhelming and I don't want to be overwhelmed. But I would say a big thing is like because I feel comfortable having to um sort of map out how I want the blocking and how I want the movement of the camera to be. Um I don't know. I mean, that's what camera monitors are for as well, because then I could see if they're doing it right. But also, I would probably just like physically take someone and be like, all right, is it okay for me to touch you? And then I'm going to be like, okay, so we're going to move like this. Or I record it myself with like a phone and then show the DP, like, hey, this is what I want. And then trust them to replicate it. And if they don't replicate it, I'll be like, all right, we're doing it again. It's doing it again. And what was how did any of that start? Because of the Dragnet thing, yeah. So, but yeah, like with Dragnet, it's like it was like a procedural, which is, like a cop show type thing, detective show type thing. And yeah, they just never they cut, but not really. It was all really just one steady shot on the people. And which can, yeah, it can be boring. And I feel like that's another thing too, because like sometimes, especially with Hollywood, there's like, y'all are shooting too much coverage. Why do we have all of this coverage? Why do you want, why are we overthinking or trying to like spoon feed the audience? This person is, like, as an example, I will just read out, just like an example. A person parks their car, gets out of their car, walks into their house. Maybe that's like a quick, brief thing in the script, but then when somebody films it, what do they do? What could they do? Make it simple, easy. You could do a close up um of the person taking the keys out of the ignition. You jump to a more of a wide shot of the person coming out of the car, and then you do like maybe a medium shot of them in the house. That's kind of how I would maybe do it. Depending. It really depends like on how important them getting out of the car and getting into the house is to the script and what's coming on, or what's going on, because like, oh, what if all of this is leading up to them seeing like maybe their partner is cheating on them or something. Like it could be leading up to anything, right? So it's like you could have that slower pace thing of you following the person, and then it leads up to this. It's like, oh, wait, why are we looking at this person go, from the car to their house? And it's like, oh, because their world is about to turn on its head. But some people would do coverage of everything, close up shots of the car tires, of the car pulling up, like maybe a wide, like a medium shot of the car pulling into the drive from the front. Um, that close up shot that I just said of like the keys in the ignition, a close up of the person actually opening the door, medium shot from the other side of the car so you can watch the person get out of the car, and then you could also then go into a wide of them coming around to the other side of the car, and then you could do a close up of them putting the key into their house door, and then you could again pull back into a wide or a long shot, watch them go into their house and the door closes, and then you end it with a medium shot of them on the other side of the door. That is too many shots. Like, that is too many shots. And I feel like I've seen things where they edit it in that way and they shoot it in that way. And it's like, why the fuck would you need. This is why y'all spend fucking 12 to 16 hours shooting something. We get it. The person left the car and went into their house. We don't need to see every single step of them getting to the garage, out of the car, in the house. That's like fucking 20 minutes. I mean, it's not 20 minutes, but it's like 5 to 10 minutes because you're doing some like weird um thing where you're trying to film and make it seem like it's reality, and it's like, you know, a film is not reality because you are Mm, like there is so many things going on that it's like, sure, it's close to reality, but it is still made up. And I'm like, people fucking get it. And it really sucks that there is this thing with Hollywood where they not only, it's like, not only with what I just said, but also just in general of like realism and wanting the lighting to reflect realism and this like very natural flat sort of lighting, which is again why we don't have um these more colorful vibrant films. Like I kind of I wish I cared about He-Man and Masters of the Universe, but that movie, from the clips I've seen, although Jared Leto is in it, you don't he's playing Skeletor, so you don't actually see his face, and he's doing a voice, or somebody's doing a voice for him. I have no idea. But so you can forget that he's even in there, but fuck that guy. But that movie looked really colorful and kind of fun, actually. And apparently Amazon and MGM didn't really care about the box office numbers, but they cared about the streaming numbers specifically. And I'm like, I guess that makes sense. Like, they put it in theaters, not really caring. They're like, yeah, we'll just put it in there. But they wanted people to stream it more, so, and they'll make more. Like, I think there's going to be a She-Ra movie too. But I'm like, again, I don't really care about that property or whatever, but that movie did look really colorful, and it looked like they had a lot of fun with the editing and practical effects and stuff because they were showing like behind the scenes things, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks really cool. What the hell?" Um like I want to watch it to see some of the fight choreography and like what they did because the Skeletor like skull seemed really cool and how they got it to animate it and stuff. But anyway, so I was watching Jesus Christ Superstar. I watched also. It was a nice week, honestly, because I usually spread out my birthday stuff over a week rather than just one day. And this year, my birthday was on a Tuesday. And I'm just thankful that I didn't try to plan a party for Jesus Christ Superstar because oh my god, it was a lot. It was really like I like music. I like musicals. This was just a lot. I feel like, and the songs are catchy. The songs are catchy. There's like a Oshana na na something or another that I'm like, what the hell is that song? That got in my head or whatever. Oh, um, Jesus Christ, Superstar. Oh, I don't know. Hosa Hosanna. Oh, Osana, Osana, Osana. I'm like, that was catchy. That was catchy. But yeah, it's like, ooh, I muted myself on accident. Thankfully, I wasn't talking. Jesus. Okay, there we go. But it's like I could probably listen to the soundtrack on its own individually, but like back to back to back was just intense. Felt like I was doing a marathon or something. like a endurance test with this movie. Like my roommate fell asleep before I did, and then I fell asleep. What part did I fall asleep at? I don't even remember, but the most jarring fucking thing was waking up, hearing them sing Jesus Christ, Superstar. And he's getting crucified at the same time. I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I'm like, why does this feel like a fever dream right now? Like, what is happening? Like, why are y'all singing so joyfully right now while he's like gonna fucking die? Like, what's going on? I was so fucking confused, man. And I was like, is that the end of the movie? I also wasn't sure. I was like, wait, is this like his whole thing? I didn't realize that the movie takes place in like the week leading up to him getting crucified and like the drama between him and Judas and stuff. It was just like I literally didn't know. And you know, I feel like I have to be on the same drugs they were on when they made that to enjoy that or something. Or just be really or on the flip side, be really into musical theater. Because I'm like, it is good for what it is. It was really intense. It felt like a marathon. Like I had to do an endurance test of like, okay, there goes another song, and there's another song, and there's another song, and there's another song, and there's another, like it was just really intense. It was really intense. It was really, the costuming was really gorgeous. That was fun. The camera work was really awesome. This was such an interesting thing of like people. I was so confused. I was like, who are all these hippies? It's like, oh no, it's Jesus and his gang, and I'm like, oh yeah, and it's also the '70s, so yeah. But it's like people showed up on a bus, and I guess it was supposed to be like a meta thing of like these people are actors and they are about to perform the last week of Jesus, and Judas is already in character and he's off on the fucking cliff. It is hella funny that that got spoofed a lot. I'm like, do I want to sing that too? Superstar. I'm like, Andrew Lloyd Webber, he does it again. I know that he can um kill it with the alto. Alto was the thing that I was trying to think of. I was like, it's not Alfredo, it's alto. I don't know why it took forever to find that. It just wasn't showing up. I guess because it has a fuller name and it gets shortened to alto, but I know it as alto, soprano, bass. I don't know why it's feeling like I haven't done this in so long. I'm like, what's going on? But also, yeah, this is a mini zone. So I'm not gonna really talk for too much longer. The movie was fine. It was fine. It's a lot. They're really up there. And you're dealing with Jesus who is not at least brown in some kind of way. It is a white man. So there is that. Um what else was I gonna say? I had my redhead protagonist double feature that I wanted between Run Lola Run, which is one of my favorite movies, and my roommate's favorite movie, The Fifth Element, which I hadn't seen actually. So, and that was fun. So, next week I'm going to talk about that. And let me see. Do I want to sing it? I feel like I want to sing it with him. I don't want to sing it on its own. My mind is clearer now. I am. I mean, I guess. Oh, actually, I could do that instead. I could do a live. I don't know. I'm like, people like live podcasts, I guess. I don't know. I think if I'm going to do it on YouTube, I would rather just stream do like a live stream of me talking about the movies, preemptively, and then taking that audio and making that into the podcast. But we'll see. I feel like if I'm gonna do that though, it would be for like um when I'm talking about TV shows or something. I wouldn't want to do it about the movies because I do want to have a specific structure about that. And like if people pop into those and I'm like talking to people, it'll be like, um so I think what I'll probably do is have one specific platform I'm going to focus on, which will just be YouTube, I think, and then eventually move over, do stuff for Patreon, or maybe not even have anything for Patreon. Like it'll just exist if people want to support me in a monetary way. Um, the main thing I do want through Patreon though is to have like a film watching like club or whatever, which would be on the higher end. And I do have a Discord as well, already created and ready for that as well when people sign up. So I think I'm like, y'all are hearing me work through what I want to do. So I think that is what I'm going to do moving forward. I'm going to take down the live podcast that I did on my Patreon, post it on the YouTubes. Maybe. Honestly, maybe not. I might not do that. If anything, I'll leave the Patreon as it is. I will do lives on YouTube of me talking about shows or something. And then yeah, that'll just be it. And then when it comes down to it and I have like enough followers on YouTube, um I can add on memberships and then uh go from there. I'll figure out like what content. Cuz I'm like more than likely I will just post once a month, like do a stream once a month on YouTube, do a stream once a month on Twitch, so that'll be like 2 streams a month, maybe like some sort of gaming thing on Twitch, me talking about TV shows on YouTube, and then keep it there. And then okay, I'm gonna try to sing Heaven on Their Mind, which is the intro, the first song of Jesus Christ Superstar. Let's see. Mine is clearer now. I had lost all too well. I can see where we are soon will be. Ooh, these. If you slip away, the myth from the man, you will see where we all soon will be. Jesus, you've started to believe the things they say of you. You really do believe this talk of God is true. And all the good you've done will soon be swept away. You've begun to matter more than the things you say. Like Judas is doing it. Listen, Jesus, I don't like what I see. All I ask is that you listen to me. And remember, I've been your right hand man all along. You have set them all on fire. They think they've found the new Messiah. And they'll hurt you when they think they're wrong. I remember when this whole thing began. No talk of God then, we called you a man. And believe me, my admiration for you hasn't died. But for your word you say today, it's twisted round some other way. And they'll hurt you if they think you lied. Now there is much with some should have stayed a great unknown. Like his father carving wood, he'd have made good. Tables, chairs, and no contrast would have suited Jesus best. He'd have nothing running harm, no one alarm. Listen, Jesus, do you care for your race? Don't you see we must keep in our place? We have occupied. Have you forgotten how put down we are? I'm frightened by the crowd, but we are getting much too loud. And they'll crush us if we go too far. If we go too far. And there's a dance break. Well, a clap break, I guess. It's just Jesus. Listen, Jesus, to the warning I give. Please remember that I want us to live. But it's sad to see our chances weakening with every hour. Your followers are blind. Too much heaven on the minds. It was beautiful, but now it's sour. It's a song gone sour. He sang so many others. Listen, Jesus, the one that I can. Please remember that I want us to live. Come on, so you won't listen to me. Oh, come on, listen to me. Oh, to me. Oh man, Judas killed that. He really did. He was annoying as hell, but the guy, um, Carl Anderson, who also recorded for Motown. I'm like, okay, Mr. Man, I see you. You were talented. Um, but he was vocally the most interesting uh person in this. And apparently, in general, Judas is always the most interesting like range at least. But anyway, I am gonna end that there. Maybe I will cut that. I don't know. I don't really care anymore about me singing good or bad. I did. I somehow recorded and mixed a EP that I'm planning to release in a few months. Um, I don't know if I'm going to promote that on here or not. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram at v_noir_. Podcast archive is at www.nwwitapod.com. Follow me on Patreon, I guess, if you want. Support me on Patreon. Patreon.com/v noirs film club. The noir is with an E, not without. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time with a fuller episode where I talk about 2 movies. Bye.